From giraffes, birds and sloths to big cats and bears, here are 19 animals you didn't know have the best camouflage. Number 19. Prairie Dogs. Despite the canine label, these animals are rodents found from the United States and into Mexico. They're a type of ground squirrel with a vocalization that sounds like a dog's bark. It serves to warn off other members of the group when predators are nearby. Those include foxes, hawks, and coyotes. Many times, prairie dogs can evade their enemies by camouflaging themselves. Their brownish fur allows them to easily blend into the landscape and stay hidden. Number 18. Snow Leopard. The range of these cats can extend from the Himalayas into western China. They prefer the higher altitudes, going up some 14,800 feet, 4,000 meters. Some of their adaptations to those elevations include thick fur which retains heat. The fur has patterns and colors that allow it to become nearly invisible within its cold, rocky habitat. These elusive creatures are rarely photographed because they're so difficult to spot. Number 17. Deer. Many of these animals live in forests where their brown coat helps them to blend into the surrounding trees and their foliage. They're extremely good at standing still and allowing to let predators pass by. As fawns, the animal's fur exhibits a reddish-brown coloration with white spots. That's an additional aid in staying camouflaged in the forest. But if a predator does manage to locate them, deer can make a quick getaway. They can run up to 40 miles per hour, 64 kilometers per hour, and make 10-foot-high jumps. That's 3 meters. Number 16. Great Horned Owl. These large birds have a vast range across the Americas that extends from subarctic regions of North America all the way to the southernmost tip of South America. They're one of the most adaptable birds that can make themselves at home in forests, deserts, and even urban environments. Its coloration provides the owl with camouflage when it's active at night and during the day when it rests. Adding to their camouflage is the posture they adopt while roosting in the trees. While sitting erect, they hold themselves as slim as possible to blend in with the forest. Number 15. Chameleons. While these lizards are usually regarded as masters of camouflage, that's not entirely accurate. When they change colour, it's usually in reaction to a change in the atmosphere or is used as a social signalling device. Relatively few of them will change their colour to match their environment. One species that does so is Smith's dwarf chameleon that's endemic to South Africa. Experts say they can change their coloration in response to the specific predators that are threatening them. That can include snakes or birds. Number 14. Lions. The king of the jungle can camouflage itself, but it's not necessarily to hide from predators. These big cats use their tawny coloration as a way to stay hidden as they stalk prey in the savanna grasses. By integrating themselves into the environment, lions have a better chance of taking down their target. Among the 5 big cats, lions are the only ones that have no patterns on their coats as adults. Number 13. Polar bears. These hypercarnivorous beasts pretty much epitomize the snowy, icy Arctic. Like other animals in the region, their white coats allow them to roam about mostly undetected. Since these animals are almost at the top of the food chain, they don't need camouflage to stay hidden from predators. Similar to lions, they use camouflage to stay undetected by their prey. Their disguise is so good that the huge critters appear like snowdrifts. Unlike some Arctic mammals, polar bears don't shed their coats seasonally. It stays white all year round. Number 12. Tigers. These are the biggest of the big cats, and their stripes are among the most iconic markings in the animal kingdom. Combined with their orange and white fur, those stripes help to keep the beast hidden while it stalks prey. The bold vertical patterns can match the vertical patterns of light and shade that are found in vegetation like long grass. A tiger's stripes are unique to each individual, not unlike human fingerprints. Did you know that tigers are one of the few cat species to display stripes? Most felids have spots or rosettes used for camouflage like cheetahs or leopards. So far, wildlife experts don't know why most cats have spotted patterns. Why do you think that is? Number 11. Zebras. Did you know that all 3 species of these equine critters have bodies that are coloured black? The white stripes are considered to be additions to the animal. While that's been established, experts are still debating why zebras developed those trademark patterns in the first place. Most theories revolve around the stripes providing a form of camouflage called motion dazzle. When zebras are grouped together closely, predators like lions might perceive them as a large mass of flickering stripes. That would make it more difficult for a single target to be pinpointed. Number 10. Penguins. When it comes to animals in black and white, penguins are one of the best known examples. While their coloration and patterns have invited comparisons to tuxedos, it's the Adelie species from Antarctica that most closely matches that popular image. And they provide a great example of how the bird's colours keep it camouflaged from predators. The black and white areas create an effect of countershading. The frontal white coloration can appear like sunlight reflecting off the water, which can distract a predator. Meanwhile, the black plumage on their backside allows them to blend into the dark ocean depths. Number 9. Giraffe. At nearly 20 feet tall, 6 meters, these are the world's tallest animals. But they're also very heavy, with weights that can exceed 4,000 pounds or nearly 2,000 kilograms. Given those proportions, it doesn't seem like there will be any place for this beast to hide. But like several other critters on our list, giraffes can stay hidden in plain sight. Their patchy coat pattern can help them blend into the light and shade of their woodland environment and stay undetected. The coloration is essential for calves who have no other defense against predators like big cats and hyenas. Number 8. Arctic hares. While Arctic hares resemble rabbits, these animals have adapted to life in the extreme cold. But they can run as fast as their cousins, up to 40 miles per hour, 60 kilometers per hour. They range from Greenland to the Canadian province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Its thick white coat matches its habitat and makes them difficult to detect. Hares in the southernmost range grow 2 coats as the seasons change. They have white coats in the wintertime, but in the summer it turns to a bluish grey to match the landscape. Hares in the northernmost range keep their white coats year-round. Number 7. Copperheads. These are pit vipers that are found throughout the US and into Mexico. They carry a fearsome reputation, but are not regarded as aggressive overall. Bites can occur if physical contact is made. That can happen because serpents will typically freeze in place instead of slithering away. Their coloration makes very effective camouflage. If they're laying on red clay or dead leaves, they can be extremely difficult to detect. That increases the odds of accidentally stepping on one. Number 6. Seeing spots. Jaguars might not be the first animal you'd associate with having great camouflage, but while these big cats from the Americas are famed for their spots, they're not just for show. Those dark rosettes allow the animals to blend in with the filtered light of its forest environment. That makes these beasts difficult to detect from below. Using that element of surprise, the jaguar can easily stalk and ambush its unwary prey. Some of the same camouflage tactics are shared by other spotted cats like leopards and cheetahs. Number 5. Flat-tailed horned lizard. You can look for these reptiles in the southwestern US and into Mexico, but finding them might be difficult. The animal employs several adaptations to hide in plain sight. They keep their flat bodies pressed to the ground, which minimizes their shadow. White scales at the edge of their body helps eliminate any area of shadow that remains. The black scales contain color-creating cells that can match the appearance of local rock and soil. That allows them to easily blend more effectively into the background. Number 4. Sloths. How slow are these critters? The 3-toed sloth is so slow that algae grows on its coat. As we'll soon learn, that's a good thing because the 2 organisms take part in a symbiotic relationship. The algae is hosted by the sloth's hair, which grows outward from the extremities. In return, the green algae helps to camouflage the sloth from predators like jaguars and harpy eagles. The creature's fur is another factor in staying hidden, since its coloration can make it blend in with the trees. And the sloth's apparent stillness makes them difficult to detect in the rainforest. Number 3. Mimic octopus. You might call this one the cephalopod equivalent of a master impersonator. While they're very small, at around 2 feet 60 centimeters, they have a huge talent for camouflage. Found in the waters of the Indo-Pacific, they can hide in plain sight. The octopus can mimic the appearance of over a dozen marine animals. That includes lionfish, jellyfish, and even sea snakes. When it assumes the appearance of venomous creatures, predators will usually steer clear. To date, this is the only animal known to camouflage itself in such a manner. Number 2. Frogmouths. With that name, you might expect these critters to be amphibians, but they're stout birds with wide, flattened bills that can open with a frog-like gape they use to trap insects. They're found across Australia and are nocturnal. While resting during the day, their coloration keeps them protected from predators. The bird's plumage is coloured brownish-grey and contains dark streaks and spots. It's a near match with the tree bark of their forest habitat. While sitting perched in the tree, these animals can be almost invisible to most creatures. Number 1. Vietnamese mossy frog. The common name of this amphibian gives you a lot of information about it. Its skin is coloured malted green and brown and looks like moss, and it's endemic to Vietnam. The frog can effectively camouflage itself within a habitat that includes cliffs and rainforest caves. Predators will typically see it as moss growing on the rocks. If the camo tactic fails, this animal has a backup defense mechanism. It will curl into a ball and play dead, which sounds a bit like armadillos. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and click the bell for notifications for our next exciting episode right here on Epic Wildlife.